Hello everybody, so welcome to my September planner setup. I know it's super late, well I mean it's like 8 days late, but I will be using stickers from the Planning Dancer except for that first little sheet that says business log. I did make that myself just to go ahead and complement the stickers that Jordan has. But all of the ones that I'm currently showing you are from her Etsy shop, and I do have a coupon code for you to get 20% off your order if you use Amanda20. It's going to be linked down below. It's always down there, and we're just going to go ahead and get started. I feel like although not a lot of you typically watch this video, it's good for those of you who want to just like see how my budget planner is set up, or like how you should maybe go about yours if you're a little bit lost in how you want everything placed. The good thing is that the whole setup could even be transformed or like translated into a journal if that's what you're using. You may just not have the monthly view, but that's totally fine. So I first start with the monthly view, and all the date dots I place off camera because that's like a long process. Okay, so now is where we begin to place like the paycheck weekly spreads. And so for the month of September, I do get paid every Thursday, so whenever I'm flipping back and forth between this month and August, that's what I'm counting. So there were 5 pay weeks in the month, and so that's what I'm going to go ahead and be setting up here. I just use the big washi for the header, and then I use a small one just to kind of accent the page. It's funny because in these planners, the more you do that, even though I've just been doing it for what, like 3 months now, it stacks so funny, and you can feel like all the other stickers on the previous pages. And I feel like that's the only con when using a budget planner similar to this. But yeah, so that's currently what I'm doing, just laying down the paycheck spreads, and you'll see one of them filled in at the end of this video in the flip through, because again, I'm filming this with 1 pay week in September already completed. So yeah. Okay, so given that there were 5 pay weeks in the month, as you can see, there's like a blank page on the right side, and so I decided to put the weekly check-in here just because it'll fill the space nicely. If there's if there's 4 paychecks in a month, then the next 2 sheets would be blank, like side by side, and then I would put my sinking fund and transaction logs there. But we decided to go with weekly check-in, and I put that I'm gonna be checking in on Mondays. So in my spread, I will have 4 weeks, but it totally depends on when you decide to track your envelopes and like just your whole system, if you're even going to be doing a weekly check-in. So this page is totally optional, but just so you can understand like where I'm getting my lines and stuff from, I did count the Mondays, and there's 4 Mondays that I would track. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. Okay, so since I have to do line work on this page, I just thought we'd have like a quick little promo. Like, okay, that wasn't funny, but I have a TikTok, and it's Budget with Amanda, the same as it is on Instagram and like here and whatnot. But I have a TikTok where I wanted to start like a series where I answer like frequently asked questions in the budget community. So if you have any questions, leave them here, leave them on my TikTok, on my Instagram, and I'll definitely answer them. But yeah, check out over there because I know there's always a lot of questions that go unanswered, and so I figured on that platform I can make a ton of videos just explaining everything. But okay, we're done with that little promo. I'm now setting up the transaction log and the sinking fund log. So typically I would fill in all of my sinking fund categories in the setup, but I learned my lesson last month, and when I completely decided to just get rid of a ton of sinking funds, I was left with a long list of ones that I didn't even have, which is why that spread was blank. So in this month's planner spread, I just laid everything down and drew all the lines, but I'm gonna wait till the very end of the month to fill in my categories. The way I have mine set up is there's the category section, the amount that I added, that I started with, which means the amount that I started the month with, what I added, what I subtracted, which if I kept up with my transaction log, I'd be able to fill in the minus column, but sometimes I slack on that. And then ending is when you take your starting, you add whatever you added, you subtract whatever you spent, and then that's where you get your ending amount. But usually I just use the start and end. I just have all of the other ones there in case I decide to get my stuff together and actually track what I'm supposed to be tracking, but it's fine. So that is my sinking fund spread. So with that being said, that unfortunately concludes our video, but I'm just going to go ahead and flip through my entire September setup that I have. That way you can see everything all together. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that those of you who stopped by enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in my next one.